I'm well. Just hit record. But we're just talking. How is
Yeah,
it? How was the trip?
It was
it was
good.
good. It was, yeah,
Hectic, but when
yeah,
hectic, getting
it's
packed
good.
out, very hectic.
Yeah,
How does it feel to be home?
yeah, happy.
Happy?
Feels good. Yeah,
Feels
Oh,
pretty good.
yeah,
yeah, yeah,
Feels pretty done with that place. Finally have one place.
yeah.
right, right. So yeah, so I just want to usually it's very casual. I just want to like ask a couple questions about what kind of tell the story of like what prompted you to reach out, um, how your experience was, so that obviously this is a big decision that you guys made. It's a big decision for anybody, um, and scary, because people are always worried they're going to make the wrong decision or make a decision with the wrong buyer that's going to I don't know, scam or just waste a lot of time, whatever. So I like to have real people tell their real experience, and that way people can get a sense of what the reality is, at least what it is like to work with us. So with that being said, tell me a little bit about what prompted you to reach out to John Medina Buys Houses in the first place. What was going on in your life, all that good stuff, and so we can kind of have a sense of why you arrived at working with us.
You know, to start.
Sure.
Yeah, yeah. Well, so we knew uh, we didn't want to go through a conventional, selling process. We didn't want to go through a realtor because we had a tight schedule, and so we definitely wanted to explore selling assets, uh, and do it quickly.
Mhm.
And so we went online, searched for cash buyers in Southern California, found several. And from the very beginning, precisely for exactly this kind of thing we're doing right now, right? From the reviews online, but also from these testimonials, we say, well, we definitely want to put, John Medina on the list, and we put a few more, and but then you were the first one we reached out to, and our first impression was that the you, Rick, were very direct, very clear, no nonsense, and very, very, transparent, very honest, right? So it was very clear that that you were just not just uh, pitching something to us or something like that. You were just telling us the facts, right? And we appreciated that, right? So when we were finally ready uh, 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 to uh, to go through the process, we call you, we call our people. We try one of those online outfits, and it was very clear that you folks were going to be our best option. And so that's what we decided to go with you guys. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, I mean, if you're planning a big move, there may be lots that you've been doing for a very long time. And by the time it comes to trying to sell your home, you might just be exhausted. And that's kind
Yeah.
of where we were at. It can be a very long process. And some people just don't have the time, the energy. They just have nothing left when it comes to kind of preparing a home to sell, listing a realtor, and then maybe doing a long distance sale through a realtor. That can be extremely stressful. And maybe you just want to move on with your life
Yeah.
because you've already invested so much time already. Just doing a giant move, just downsizing. A downsizing is exhausting.
Mhm.
And a long distance downsizing is like doubly exhausting. And you just might not have anything left to do a conventional sale. So it was really a no-brainer that we just, for our own health and sanity, just wanted to do a quick sale and move on because we didn't have the time or the energy to do anything else. We could if we had to, but that was not going to be the ideal scenario with a long distance move. Not ideal. So it was not a difficult decision to try to bypass a conventional sale. Because we didn't have any time, energy, or anything left to do that by the time we wanted to sell. We just wanted to sell and get out of sell and move on to the next stage
Right.
that we'd invest so much energy in doing.
Yeah. And I think, one misconception a lot of people have is that this is some big distress situation. You guys were not in distress. It was, like, this is just a convenience thing. Like we want less stress or we want less hassle. And I'm sure, a big move is, it is stressful. So I'm not saying there was no stress, but primarily, you had the other option, but this was what was more convenient.
Yeah.
Oh, we already knew the realtor we would approach, we were ready to do it. But if you have to move and take care of what's happening in your new place, it's extremely stressful to try to manage everything in the new place and manage a sale in the old place. And you don't have anybody in the old place to manage that, except maybe you'd get your realtor to do it. That it could have happened, but we didn't want to do that way. We didn't want to go that route.
Now, I think a very important thing that I think is prospective clients of yours would appreciate is the fact that you explain exactly how you arrived to the final valuation, right? And so that was actually very helpful to us, because then we could say, oh, okay, this is how this goes. This is how you do business, right? So, you tell exactly, this is what I need. So it means that I need to give you this because I had to put this money in and then sell it for this amount of money. And that actually helped us evaluate not only your own offer, but other people's offers, right?
Right.
And see where it's coming from, etc. Right? And so that was actually right, because we didn't know what we were doing until we spoke to you, and you explained it very well and very clear, how the kind of evaluation that you will do when you sell assets, how does that go, right?
Right. Yeah, that's helpful to know. And I know that a lot of people need a little bit of context,
Right. Yes.
besides just one number and another number, help me understand. And I think that
Yes.
people
Exactly.
need to
Yes.
see. Yeah.
And you did that very well. So, I think that's important. Yeah.
Yeah, the numbers, the graphics, I appreciate how simple and clear it was.
Yeah.
And the contract, simple and clear.
Oh, yeah.
We looked at another contract and it was so many pages.
Pages.
So general.
Yeah.
And, I mean, with another company, just oodles of pages and details that didn't pertain to our home.
Yeah.
And when we asked questions about it, we didn't get any good answers.
Yeah.
And we're like, well, what would we be signing if we signed this? Well, that's not how the experience with John Medina was. It was just very clear, very simple, easy to understand. The numbers, the contract, nothing. There was nothing that I didn't understand about it. And it was the amount of words needed for the contract. It wasn't a scary contract to sign. And that's how the experience with John Medina was. It was all straightforward, clearly presented, nicely presented. I like the graphic. The way it was all presented, I thought, was very reassuring. Right. And that's in the end how the transaction was. It was reassuring. It was what we expected it to be. And we were glad we chose to go with John Medina because it was there were no surprises, and it was all very clear to us what we were doing, and it was easy. And that's really what we wanted. We wanted an easy way to sell our home for a fair price and fair to everybody, fair to us,
Yeah.
fair to the other end. Because let's face it, uh, everybody has to put some effort, time, and money into selling a
Yeah.
home, unless you've taken care of everything all along. There's always things you need to fix. And that takes a lot of time and patience and energy. And somebody's going to do that uh, to get a higher price than we could have gotten on our own without putting any money or effort in. If we'd have hired a realtor to sell it as is, I don't know how much better we could have done, because it needed upgrades that we hadn't been able to do. So, and having to do them would have just delayed everything. And if you have a new home you have to move to, and you have business to take care of there, this is hard to juggle and hard to do both.
It is.
Have a time crunch. And I think most people need to put effort into their homes to
Mhm.
sell it. And you need to have the energy, time, and money to, mostly energy and time and inclination. And you might not have any of that by the time you get to selling the home, because when you downsize and you try to get rid of all your stuff and ship your stuff and everything, and just choosing how to do all that is exhausting.
Yeah.
Yeah, and who has months? Who has
Right.
months to do the repairs and upgrades you hadn't been able to do all these years because, let's face it, you were very busy.
Yep.
And you were busy paying for the home,
Right.
I mean, not everybody has their home sale ready
Right.
when
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
set.
Exactly. Exactly. So once you
Yeah.
agreed, um, just touching on briefly, like what was the escrow process for you like? We met with you, we gave
Yeah.
you a number, you agreed, we opened escrow from agreeing on the purchase agreement.
Yeah.
What was that process like for you from beginning to end, closing and moving?
Well, I mean, from your side, right? It was, excellent, right? So Brian and Emily were just on top of everything. You guys, called us every single day, checking in. Well, this is, giving us daily updates and closing in our schedule. I mean, that's another thing, right? We talked to someone else again, and said, listen, can we close in 14 days or 15 days? And I said, well, maybe, I don't know, we'll have to see, and yeah, that kind of thing. Whereas, you folks were very clear. You said, we'll do our best to do it in your time frame, right? And which is, well, what the best you can say, right? The best you can do is say, well, I'll do my best to do this, uh,
Right.
uh, to fit your needs, right? Whereas, again, people we consult say, well, no, yeah, one said no, no, 30 days, no less than 30 days total, right?
Right.
And the other say, well, maybe, I don't know. So yeah, so that was one thing, right? And yeah, so you folks were, Brian and Emily, they were relentless on getting this thing done, because it turns out that, our own, what do you call that? Homeowners Association
Yep.
Management Office didn't have all their ducks in a row as they should
Right.
have, right?
Right. Right.
And so you folks have to go and insist, no, 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 no. You need to give us this document, that document. We need them now. I mean, there's people that you helped so that other people that should have done their job, actually did their job, right? So
Right.
so yeah, so that was excellent. It's one thing that we both feel about uh, um, uh, John Medina Buy Houses. This is not so. You guys act like our partners, which I wasn't expecting that, right? So because we are selling to you, right? So they say, well, you are the other side, but turns out no, you do more than that. So you are acting like our partners on doing this, the best we can for us, right? And you are not charging for that, right? So you're just charging for right. So well, you're not charging. I mean, you're giving us money. When you say
Right.
you are giving us a fair price, but you are
Not an
acting.
itemized charge.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but you're acting like you're on our side, right? So
Right.
it's like and so the escrow process is I mean yours and John's visit first was like that. We were very enthusiastic. You didn't say, "Oh, look at that looks terrible." No, you said the opposite. You say, this is good. That is good. And, you were very positive. But
Mhm.
also, through the escrow process, and I know for a fact that it shouldn't. It's not necessarily like that. You really acted like our advocates, right? So, we really, really appreciate that.
That's great to hear. Well,
Yeah.
in closing, congratulations. And if somebody was in this similar situation and they're entertaining um, calling John Medina Buys Houses, what would you tell them?
That's it. Just call John Medina Buy Houses. You don't need to go elsewhere. Call them first, and if they cannot help you, they'll tell you immediately, and then you can find someone else. But if they tell you that they can help you, it's going to be the best experience that you could have in this kind of business.
Well, thank you. Thank you both. And congratulations on your move.
Thank you. Thank you for all the help. I
Yep.
mean, I also wanted to add, when you look into a deed, things come up. And in the very beginning, an old artifact came up on the deed, and Emily took care of it all by herself right away.
Yep.
Something came up from an owner, two or three owners ago. And I was like, oh my gosh, what is this? And within that same day,
Yeah.
it was gone from the deed.
Yeah.
I think Emily was great.
Yeah,
You know, where
that's why,
previous-
yeah.
she's amazing. Our previous escrow officer didn't find an old
Yeah.
an old loan from 2 or 3 owners ago. They didn't find it on the deed and remove it and take care of it. Our escrow officer, when we bought the home,
Yeah.
they left it there. Emily found it. She said, "What's this?" She took care of it within the day. I was so impressed. I think she's amazing. I wish all escrow officers were like her.
Yep.
It was a real pleasure working with her and with Brian.
Totally agree.
The escrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was amazed. I was disappointed in our previous escrow officer there. And I was really thrilled. Emily was so great. Yeah. I
Awesome.
was thrilled to have her services on this as part of our package, as part of our
Right.
agreement to
Right.
work with John. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I thank you both again. I'm really happy that now you're in your next move and you can enjoy retirement and all of this is in the rear view. So
Yeah.
Thank you again. If you ever have any real estate related questions, please give us a call. And you guys enjoy yourselves out there.
Yeah. Thanks a lot, Rick.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Thanks for everything.
Take care.
You're welcome.
Bye.